Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here, and we're starting with a bang. California judge fines Jewish rabbi over $6,000 for reporting attack on synagogue to the police. Just a note, you don't need to say Jewish rabbi, because if he's a rabbi, he's Jewish. There is something terrible happening in this country. Jew hatred is applauded. Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, et al. Are heroes of this evil. Imagine if this California judge imposed this sentence on an imam for reporting an attack on a mosque. Federal judge fines rabbi over $6,000 for reporting vandalism against synagogue to police. Judge imposes fine on the eve of Passover. Van Nuys, California, April 16, 2019, according to Globe Newswire. A California judge today fined an Orthodox Jewish rabbi over $6,000 for reporting the vandalism of his synagogue to the police. The decision came just prior to one of the holiest weeks of the year for the Jewish community. This is an outrageous decision that penalizes a rabbi for simply reporting a crime that he witnessed, said Stephanie Taub, senior counsel to First Liberty. The rabbi made a good faith report to police about a crime he saw taking place on his property. The decision empowers vandals to continue to interfere with sacred religious practices without fear of accountability. First Liberty attorneys plan to appeal today's decision. In October of 2016, a band of activists stormed onto the Hebrew Discovery Center synagogue after the synagogue performed an ancient religious ceremony involving the kosher and humane killing of chickens. The vandals trespassed, stole electronics, and caused thousands of dollars of damage to the property. The rabbi witnessed the vandalism, catching some of the disturbance on video, and reported the incident to police. One person in the group was charged with vandalism, theft, and trespass. Pardon me. The case was eventually dismissed because prosecutors did not have enough evidence to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. Afterward, the activist brought a case against the rabbi for reporting her to police, and a California judge just awarded her over $6,000. Cases based on reporting crimes to the police are generally disfavored under California law because the state wants to encourage those who are victims of crimes to freely communicate with law enforcement. This one is a bit of a shorter story, naturally. It's exactly what I want from the news. The what, the where, the when, and the how. I don't want the why or the who unless it's been officially named by police or DA or so on. But this one here is a case of a judge deciding that he's the law. This rabbi witnessed a crime occurring on the synagogue property. He was able to capture some of it on video. He turned that into the police along with making an official report, and he then let the police do their job. They pursued charges against one person, and unfortunately for the rabbi, it either was the wrong person or the jury or the judge decided not to convict. It could have been a case of the video being very low quality if it was at night. I don't know. And this is one where it needs to wait until there's an official statement made by parties involved. But if it was the wrong woman, then an apology is enough. Because the woman should know that if any property is trespassed on, stolen from, and vandalized, we do not want the people who run that property, own it, or are clergy at it to feel they cannot go to police. The fact that she pressed charges against the rabbi says that, well, I am not to be even questioned. I am not to even be looked at crossly. How dare you provide a video to police that they then use to see someone who looks very much like me and then press charges? This is going to embolden thieves and vandals. It is going to cause problems for churches, unless, of course, they're a mosque, because naturally we have a society where people are told you can't even speak against Muslims. But Jews, Christians, Buddhists, anyone else is fair game. This case tells the entire country that if you witness a crime against a Baptist church, a synagogue, Buddhist temple, etc., then you better not report it, because there is now a precedent set by a California so-called judge that says anyone who is identified in a video but then later found to be innocent may sue you for reporting an incident to police. I would wager large sums that this rabbi did not look at the video and then go looking for someone to charge, to say that's her. He called the police. The police then used the video, and then they found who they believed to be the suspect. This person was ultimately not convicted and then sued and won money because they were wrongfully identified. Anyone with a brain should know that the victim of a crime, unless you're brought in for a lineup, does not say that's the person, charge them with these crimes. It is the police who use the evidence that they're given to identify possible suspects: certain height, build, weight, age, gender, hair color, what they were wearing, etc., etc. It is then the district attorney that will press charges and prosecute the case. But in this case, they saw a rabbi at a temple and decided, I'm going to punish them. And unfortunately, a judge agreed. What's next? Homeowners told you're not allowed to lock your doors. Homeowners are business owners told you're not allowed to have security cameras. Public venues told you're not allowed to have security officers. We've heard stories, and unfortunately, they're very close to true. Fortunately, though, I don't know of anyone that has actually been the exact story that we hear, but we hear wives' tales of home invaders suing their victim because they slip and fall and hurt themselves in the home they're burgling. But with a ruling like this, where someone is identified by police due to a video, later not convicted or basically proven to have not done it, can sue the person who originally said, I was victimized, my church or my synagogue was vandalized and stolen from. It tells them that the criminals have more rights than the law-abiding. But it's not surprising when we have entire swaths of legislators throughout the country deciding that law-abiding citizens are to be punished when a criminal breaks the law with one certain tool over others. It is a slippery slope, and I know that term is used a lot, but it really is. Because this tells you that you have to be very careful. You almost need DNA evidence and an admission of guilt before you can even call police to report a crime. It tells police that when they show up to investigate a crime that has been reported, they need to tell that person, now before we press charges, you have to be very sure that this is the person who did it, or they can sue you and take your money. And that's idiotic. But it is California, the land that screams, we love immigrants, we love immigrants, we love immigrants, we provide sanctuary. And then when someone says, fine, we'll send more to you, they scream, we don't have any room, this is evil, bigoted, and stupid. It's the land of people who say one thing, do another, and then get mad at you for pointing it out. But I've talked long enough about this one. It's a pretty simple story in my mind. And honestly, this judge needs to be removed from the bench and the ruling overturned, because to tell someone, if you witness a crime, capture part of it on video, don't go to police. And that is moronic, idiotic, and any other word you want to call it. But let me know what you think. Remember to keep the comments civil. We don't learn from argument, we learn from debate. And remember to please like and share the video. And as always, please remember to also subscribe and activate notifications so you're kept abreast of all new content as it is posted. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.